Hey YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to Marketplace Risk. Today we are doing something a little bit different. As you can see, this is not a live game. I recorded this game and now I'm commenting on it. Just to see if this will be any better than to try and comment while I am playing the games. Because that is kind of stressful, actually. Because I have to think about my move and then comment on my move while I'm thinking it. So let's try this and see how it goes. So this map was one of the free maps that was on for the week. And I kind of like this map. It's very different than the other maps. I forgot the name, but it's definitely a castle. And the interesting thing is that the connections between all these different continents are very weird, just like a real castle, and you have lots of dead ends all over the place. So alone in this little continent here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 dead ends, which has like a good side and a bad side, because if you are in a lot of dead ends, then to get killed, people have to use a lot of units to kill you, because they always have to put 3 units in every dead end that you are in. So that makes killing people a little bit harder in general. So as for the settings in this game, right here I'm opening the settings. Very good timing. We're playing 70% Domination, which is a game mode I kind of like recently, because it plays a lot different than the global domination, the world domination, whatever it's called, where you have to kill everyone. And the dynamics are very different. We're playing with alliances, fog of war, and blizzards. And that's pretty much it. So, while I was talking, the first turn already happened. I think this was my second game on this map, so we will see a lot of misplays. And I am in the last position. So, with what I know now about this map, looking at this distribution of my units, there's like 3 very good spots on this map, which is the left side and the right side, because they are very defensible. And then there's this stable square where you get +5, and you only have to hold 4 territories and have to guard from 3 places, but the +5 is definitely worth it. So since I'm not really in any of these 3 positions, I should go for this continent right here, which where I already have a 4 and a 3 and a 2 right next to it. So that's basically where all my units are. So let's see what I am about to do. So obviously I'm looking at the map, not really knowing what's going on. Blue right here is already in a good position, with having the leftmost continent on turn 1. Seems like I'm doing the correct thing. Maybe attacking a little bit too much, but actually it's fine. The problem is with this 70% domination is that you can't see the amount of territories you hold. So I always have to go through and count how many I have. So at the moment I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so that was actually an okay attack, because if I, by some stroke of luck, don't get attacked this turn, I get 1 extra unit on my next turn. But that probably won't happen because pink is very much set up to take the stables. And red seems like they want this one on the right. So there's already 2 territories that I will probably lose this turn. I also find that alliances don't really matter in progressive still, and I started playing without alliances later, because it's everyone pretty much plays for themselves in progressive, and if you can make a kill, then you make a kill. If you're allied or not, that doesn't really matter. So pink is now going for the stable. Green has taken this. Now we can see the. Wait, let's see the continents real quick. Green has taken this south wall for +5, which is an interesting continent. Very hard to defend, and lots of places where it can be broken. And the towers are also very, very interesting. I've never seen anyone hold all the towers, but I've seen people try. And obviously that's a +7, which would be huge, but you have to hold 8 individual territories. That seems very difficult. So this east wall part is pretty strong, because you can defend from 2 positions, get +3. The stalls, I already talked about those. 3 defensive positions and +5. The west Barbican has 3 positions that you have to defend. It gives only a +2, but it's still easily defensible compared to like the outer ward or the walls, or even the inner ward. So it definitely makes sense to go for this western side. And pink is now taking the stalls. It's not called the stables, it's the stalls. So pink will generate the most units right now if no one breaks them. And no one is really in a position to do it. Red could have done it, but red is more concerned with the eastern side of the map. So they are not really concerned about pink generating lots of troops right now. Blue, on the other hand, should really be concerned about it, and blue does break into the stalls, which I think is a good move. Because since blue and I are both direct neighbors to pink, it would hit me or blue. So I'm continuing to take the inner ward. Taking the 3 there is very ambitious. These are very ambitious attacks. And I have 3 points to guard. So attacking here for red would be very easy, and that is, I think, what we're about to see. So I don't think I should have taken that this turn, but I felt like I really have to get something going because no one broke green in the south wall, which I didn't really expect. And I think this is also the only game where anyone has managed to take a wall and then get the bonus. So green, I think, does the right thing, reinforcing. And then should maybe try and get these towers also, because that reduces your overall guard points. Because these towers are like on the inside. I mean, technically it's the outside of the wall. And they are connected to different sections than the inside of the wall, if that makes sense. But of course there are 8 troops in these towers, so that would be costly. Okay, so red is not taking this eastern continent. Doesn't break me, which is interesting. Oh, because we're allies, maybe? Maybe allies do sometimes do something. Okay, and blue taking the stalls definitely makes sense. That should prevent... I mean, that definitely prevents... Wait a second. Sometimes it's just going too fast to comment. Definitely prevents pink from generating too many units. But pink might still feel a little bit vindictive and try to retake it. But blue definitely has the most unit generation right now, if they can hold onto the stalls. And I actually managed to hold onto the inner ward. So now I have to think about defense. And I think that's what we're going to see here. And I will probably take this territory right here. That's really the only take I can do in this game state. I think I should have put more troops on here to defend from red, because red is probably gonna break me sooner or later. But at this point I got 6 more units than red, so I think I can feel kind of good about it. And green manages to hold on to the green wall for 1 more turn, which is pretty huge. Green is now at 44, and I am actually in second place, a distant second with 30. And green now breaking the stalls. So you see a lot of people are fighting over the stalls because the bonus is just insane for these 4 little territories. So no one actually managed to hold the stalls in the first couple of turns. And green has a big defense towards blue. Pink taking the first match, which is not the worst idea, but also not really the best. I found you can really upset the turn order. I mean, the order of matches when you take your match early, which makes the most sense if you're like in first or second position. Because if you're first, then you have to take your match first anyway. So I think it makes sense to take it as early as you can and just get the bonus troops and try to hold on to a continent or something with them. Do something impactful. Okay, blue just doing one take. So right now what I should do is break red. Just throw all my units into red, because red has pretty much nowhere to go but into me. But I think in this game I didn't do that, because I probably try to be a good neighbor, and then I will probably pay the price. Okay, so I guard here, and I'm telling red, okay, if you break me here, I'm going to throw everything into you. But that also means that red can have like the biggest possible stack at this or this location. So I don't think that was a good move. But I was still thinking about alliances and, well, we are still allied, so he shouldn't attack me. But I'm pretty sure red will attack me this turn. Meanwhile, green is fighting with blue over influence on the western side. Still no one able to take the stalls. And now is kind of the time where we have to think about killing people. And if we look here, then pink is definitely the weakest player and has already taken a match. So the most sensible plan in this situation would be to set yourself up to be able to kill pink, which is a little bit difficult because pink is behind green. And then wait for pink to have like 3 cards and then take those cards. But I think I'm not really in a position currently to take pink. Green is really in the prime spot to do it, but green is a little bit preoccupied with blue, which I don't know if it's good or not. I mean, green has a lot of territory to defend for this bonus, but like in a turn or two, this bonus really won't matter that much. And now blue breaks. So green got a lot of value out of this wall, and now I think you should consolidate these troops that you have spread out here and build 1 or 2 big stacks. You see now I'm trying to set up to get to pink and also get these 3 troops out of there. I still think I should have broken red here. There's really no reason for me to let red get stronger. But I'm also thinking, okay, red has positions here on the in the center of the board. So they could play somewhere else if they wanted to. But usually what tends to happen is that people try to build one big continuous sphere of influence, which makes sense because it's easier to manage and defend. But it also makes you easier to kill if you don't have the right amount of units to defend it. Okay, green now attacking pink here. I think this was the wrong timing to take this. Because what you want to do is be the one to kill pink in the end. And this really gave you a good guard. for me it would be still very difficult to kill this, even though I have an 11 here. I would want to put most of my troops into this 13 and then go around killing pink. And if you just leave your 3 here and that 3 here, then I would have to have like at least 11 or 12 units right there, or even more. Okay, now we should see red breaking me. Yeah. See, and that's just what always tends to happen when you're trying to be a too good neighbor. But when it happens, you shouldn't overreact to it. So the impulse reaction would be, okay, put everything here and smash the red player as much as possible, but I think that would be the wrong play. We should still try and kill pink. And it seems that is what I'm trying to do, which is not easy because the pathing is so difficult. And I think I already screwed myself because I thought I could get into this from here, but I have to go through the 8, and now is the time where I realized that. So I should have split here and gone through there, and I would have been able to do it, I think. But I realized that I goofed, so I stop, which is the right decision. Sometimes you have to realize when you failed and then cut your losses. I could have maybe put my 12 stack here to guard the kill, but then green or blue may have run into my stack just to kill pink, and then I would be down a lot of units. And these territories right here tend to be kind of dangerous to hang around on, because people will want to move through here, and if that means punching through your 12 or whatever big stake you have there, then they will do it if the incentive is big enough. Okay, so pink is very much still dead. I don't think there was really any way for green to take out pink if they didn't have a match. But blue may be able to do it. And now red is just coming into my behind. And yeah, so it didn't work out for me to try and be a good neighbor. So I should have broken. Okay, blue gets the lucky 1-on-1. So that was not certain that blue would get that kill. Far from certain, actually. But it worked out this game. So gets another match, and that puts him ahead in troops. And now I think let's analyze this board position a little bit. If you're blue in this situation, you just had made a kill. You have more cards than everyone else. You have more troops than everyone else. And the sometimes your thought process will be, okay, now I have the advantage, now I have to press it and start attacking everyone. But that generally leads to your defeat. So what you want to do, or what I would do in this situation, is try and reinforce these stalls again So the troop count that you already have will help you to generate even more troops. And then once the next match comes around, you will have generated additional troops, and then you will be in a position to make more kills. And it seems like blue is kind of doing that. I don't think you should put troops in there. I think this is now pretty much irrelevant. As long as you have the stalls, you will be good. Yeah, and blue is guarding the stalls now very strongly, which I think is the correct decision. So what should I do in this situation? Now that pink is dead, green is the weakest player all of a sudden, because they had a lot of fights with blue. And red, blue, and I are pretty much even. I don't have a bonus, so that, yeah, I will get weaker, comparatively speaking, over time. So, I'm rolling over my audio cable. So I think what I should try and do is kind of get a foothold somewhere. Maybe try and take a continent, but it doesn't really seem likely that I would be able to do it. So alternatively, I would try and make a stack that's big enough to kill green. And I think that's what I'm trying to figure out right there. You saw my mouse going around and counting. So yeah, I kill green. That's the best play I had at this point, I think. And then I get 4 more cards. And now suddenly I am ahead in troops. So now it's again worth... oh, yeah, I get 4 cards, but I don't get a match on the same turn. So that's actually kind of risky. But I think it's worth taking the risk at this point. Because if you're not ahead in troops or territory or anything, anyway, so in this situation I was already kind of situated to lose, because I didn't hold as big of a territory as the other players. And now I have given myself the chance to win. And I've put my big stack here, kind of far out of the way, so it wouldn't get overrun by blue or red. Because as soon as this dies, I'm basically dead. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. Okay, red is now expanding and blue gets a lot of units. Okay, now blue tries to kill me, I guess. Or wants just to expand. Yeah, it's definitely trying to kill me. But that won't be enough. I think that was a bit of a miscalculation by blue to try and go for the kill here. But it definitely weakens me. So now I get the next match. Let's see, it's 30. 30 is not enough to put me back on equal footing. So I'm definitely in a position where I would lose this game. I don't remember what I did. Maybe I just lost. But if you have 30 troops, then you have to try and put yourself in a position right here where you are not really killable by either player. And that's kind of a futile effort, if we're being honest. I mean, this is a separated position. So this can't be reached by this 19 or this 13. So I think a pretty good move would be to try and kind of hide here in the corner, or maybe in the stalls, and maybe hold it by some stroke of luck. Or try and get these dead ends. Or another option would be to try and make it easier to kill red by taking out these two positions. That would make it easier for blue to kill red because it's one single position. It seems like that's actually what I'm doing, kind of, yeah. And taking the start. So I did all of that. Pretty much everything that I just talked about. What am I doing up there? Trying to take as much territory as possible, I guess, to try and be hard to kill. I don't know if that was the smartest move. I go back into the stalls. I mean, at least red will get a couple fewer units now. But yeah, I shouldn't have done that because now it was actually kind of a misplay by red right there. Because I connected both of my positions with the attacks, which were previously separated. So if red would have done the smart thing, I think they could have separated their stack and maybe killed all of my positions. Would have been close, but may have worked. And maybe they still do it, but it seems kind of unlikely right here. Because they'd have to move through this 19. Okay, they are hitting blue. I don't know, I think red may have been able to kill me right there. And that would definitely have won him the game, because that would have triggered another match, and that would have been enough. Or maybe they tried to go for the 70%, but didn't quite get there. So now blue. Blue is connected to both of my positions, but that's gonna be not easy. And they fail this critical roll right here. So now this has to be enough to kill all these three positions. That's where these dead ends come in handy, because now you have to leave all your troops right there. And now they have given up. They may actually, yeah, they would still have been able to do it, looking at it, because they can move here, kill all of that, and then split in this position. But it seems like they have given up now. And then they could have moved around and killed this as well. But that wouldn't have triggered a match. But it would have given them second place, definitely. So I don't have a match here. So I will lose this game now 100%. If I had a match right there, I may have been able to make a comeback somehow. But yeah, it wasn't meant to be. So I take another card. Now I would have a match, but now I also definitely die right here. At red's hand. And red takes this game. And I'd say that is why you don't try and be a good neighbor. Because if I had broken red right in the beginning, when they first got this continent, then they wouldn't have grown so strong. And that's the story of how I lost this game. So, yeah, that's where I left. It was actually a pretty good lobby. So, blue and red were definitely two strong players. Pink also, but pink didn't really have very much luck that game, I guess. And yeah, that's the game. I hope you learned something. I definitely did. Watch another video, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you around. Have a great day.